Hi everybody, how you doing today? Cheers. Welcome to How Much House for the Money. Hope you're all having a great day. So you ready to check out 3 houses? These are all $55,000 and less, and one of them has a garage. And we're going to begin with that garage home, and we're going to venture into South Dakota. Any of you looking in South Dakota, this one might suit your needs. This is a small town also. There's only 142 people who live here. And we're in Conde, South Dakota, 57434 at 250 County Road 6 Southwest. This house is $55,000. It's on a quarter of an acre. The house offers 1,029 square feet of space, and it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's been on the market for 40 days, and it was built in 1918. So let's see how much house we're going to get for our money in Conde, South Dakota. This is cute. Okay, so there's our attached garage, and I do have an AI rendering to show the exterior of this property here, so stay tuned for that. Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, you're always welcome to subscribe and join our growing community. So this is South Dakota. Any of you live in South Dakota? Any of you viewers out there? This one looks nice with an attached garage. It's $55,000. Now in South Dakota, we're in Spink County, and again, the population's only 142 people, and your real estate tax rate is going to be 1.14%. So that's a little higher than the national average at 0.99. So I also have an AI rendering to show I've added a little deck on the front of this house. So we have the front door there, the 3 windows. And so when you get there, you can have your home inspections. You can have your general contractors come out and get down to the nitty gritty. So here we have our good sized kitchen. Look at all of the cabinets. Now you do have your washer and dryer in the kitchen. You can make a meal and put a load in at the same time. Nothing wrong with that. And so the kitchen does have a ceiling fan. That's nice. Circulate the breeze in South Dakota. So you have a wall of windows above your double sink. It does have a 2-door refrigerator with an ice maker. And it looks like there is room. Now for me, I'd want to remove these upper cabinets above the stove here and maybe put in a range hood. But there's a lot of room for reconfiguration if you like. South Dakota in Conde, South Dakota here, $55,000. Look at all of the cabinets. Wow. Okay, so we have a vinyl flooring, and we have upper, lower, and side cabinets. Now you could paint these cabinets. You could add different hardware. You could remove that dark countertop and add a lighter one if you like, or vice versa. Keep the countertop and change the cabinet color. Why not? Look at this. Good sized kitchen. $55,000 house right here. Somebody needs to scoop this up. It's another house we can save. Okay, so there's your washer and dryer. And I'll say that's better than to have to, if that works. It's definitely better than to have to move one in there. But it looks like we're getting hardwood flooring. This is great for $55,000. Look at this character. Wow, sweet. I love an archway. Let me know in the comments if you guys look at the size of that archway. This is beautiful. And I will say that check out the previous episodes, because in the South Dakota houses, there is a lot of character and there is a lot of charm. There's going to be a lot of hardwood. At least that's what I have found in previous episodes when we've covered South Dakota. That is a gorgeous room there. So it's nice that it's light and bright. You've got gorgeous hardwood flooring. Quite 3 windows right there. Now, you may want to get in there. If you want, just an idea, you could possibly open this wall up and put a header in there and make it a little bit more open. However, when you get in there, photographs may not do the house justice, right? So when you get in there, you get the lay of the land and get to see if it's, in better condition, if the doorways are wider, if the hallways are, wider, so on and so forth. But it's nice that it's light and bright. I love that archway. That's fantastic. A lot of room to play with right here. Conde, South Dakota, $55,000 in Spink County. Small town. Maybe there's a farmer's market. Maybe you've got some amenities nearby. Ride around on your bicycle and wave to your neighbor. Your 142 of them. Gotta love it. Wow, this is really cute. This has so much potential. $55,000, maybe you could get it for less and never be afraid to make the offer. And I want to say also, many times people are afraid that they're going to insult a seller or the seller. Never be afraid. of that, because for one, unless you're actually in front of them and you still aren't insulting them, it's a negotiation, it's business, it's a transaction. You're trying to buy real estate property that they've put on the market for sale. So the minute somebody decides to put their house on the market, it's no longer their, it's still where they're living, I guess, if they're occupying the space, but it's now property on the market. It's property for sale. Never be afraid that you're going to insult someone, hurt their feelings. It is a transaction, and it's easier said than done. That's why many people go into, they go out there and they venture out and they try to find a really good real estate agent or a really good realtor or broker. And hopefully they're going to go to bat for you and do the job that they are going to be paid for, right? But never be afraid that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings or insult them, because an offer is an offer, regardless. They don't have to take it. The seller does not have to take it. They don't have to accept it. They can negotiate. And if you have a really good real estate agent or a realtor or a broker behind you working with you, they hopefully will know how to negotiate for you on your behalf, right? That's why you are hiring. Well, that's why you're asking them to help you, and they do get paid for their services. Look at the beautiful woodwork. This is nice. Look at those floors. $55,000 in Conde, South Dakota. That is beautiful trim. Now for me, I would probably remove the lavender and the wallpaper, and I would just spruce this right up. Paint goes a long way. And some of you have left a comment because we were talking in the previous episode about Beyond Paint. It's a great product. It's really something. Covers cabinets really nicely. Look at this. So here's some closet space. You can totally modify, add more shelves if you want, put more hooks on the other side, just like they did here. Maybe they even left you a hanger. How generous. A hanger and a washer and dryer. $55,000 in Conde, South Dakota. Look at this. Oh my goodness, you have all of this linen storage here. Now again, you could brighten this up with a fresh coat of Beyond Paint. Should be sponsored by Beyond Paint. And add different hardware. And you have a window above your commode. Now it's going to need some flooring. That is really nice. $55,000 right here. And if you make them an offer and they accept it, you could be paying less. So we have a corner shower. You have your vanity and a cabinet here. Now you could renovate this as well. You could add, when you have the money, you have some imagination, creativity, whatever. You could change this vanity out and have a longer vanity, maybe reposition the sink. So maybe you could put it on this wall. Oh, it looks like the ceiling's vaulted. That's nice. Yeah, there's a lot to work with here. Beautiful flooring. It's a nice house for $55,000, but again, have your home inspections, bring your general contractors out, and get down to the nitty-gritty. So there's your Jack and Jill bathroom. That means it's a bathroom in between two rooms. This is great. If you're new to the channel, you're welcome to subscribe. As I mentioned, join our growing community. Hit that notification bell, because the house you're not looking for may be in the next episode. Look at this. So there's our mechanicals. The home inspection will check your mechanicals. They'll run a dishwasher if the house has one. They'll tell you the longevity of your roof, check your foundation, so on and so forth. But this one looks pretty dry from what we see. There's our garage with an automated garage door opener. It's getting better by the minute. Cheers, everybody. Here's a house in Conde, South Dakota. Maybe you could ask them to throw in that push mower and the rake in your extension cord. Wow, this is really pretty. You have a concrete block foundation. There's your exterior water hose, your spigot. You've got a covered porch. Just missing that American flag to blow in the South Dakota breeze. Put your bird feeders out there and enjoy your Conde, South Dakota house. $55,000. Now it looks like we have an addition on the back as well. That may be part of the garage. You are in a neighborhood. And remember, there's 142 people here. This is really pretty. You've got a nice parcel. Yeah, tons of potential right there. Conde, South Dakota, $55,000. 250 County Road 6 Southwest. It's been on the market for 40 days. Built in 1918. So let's see our street view. Pretty. Look at how pretty this is. Any of you want to move to South Dakota? This is, oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful round bales in the distance and the open fields, wide open spaces of South Dakota. Beautiful. Not a bad buy right there, especially if you can negotiate that price. So let's check it out on the map. Conde tennis court. Anybody want to go play tennis or maybe some pickleball? Okay, so let's see here. We have a farmers union nearby. You've got your post office. Let's see. We are west of Crandall. We're south of Vernon and Randolph. And we are north of Turton. And then Camrose County is down here, but we're in Spink County with this one here. Here you go, right there on the map. Above Carpenter, we're below Fernie, and to the west of Crandall, and to the east of Brentford. 250 County Road 6, southwest. And the description says it's being sold as is. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home in a small town. You're full of character for the town and the house, inside and out. And you'll find 2 spacious bedrooms connected by the Jack and Jill bathroom, original hardwood floors, large kitchen. And when we look at the history on this, it was, let's see here, it was listed in 2022 for $37,500, then removed it. They sold this house 3 years ago for $35,000. They're now asking $55,000, and it's 107 years old. So 3 years ago, they paid $35,000 for this house. So just keep that in mind. It's always handy to check out that history. And there is, let's see, it says $648 for 2024 taxes on $20,000, I think. But again, call the Spink County Clerk's office and get accurate tax information. But the real estate tax rate is 1.14% in South Dakota. It's a nice house for somebody. Let's save it, right? So now we're headed into North Carolina. Any of you looking at North Carolina, this is a $50,000 property. 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom with 774 square feet. It's on a small lot, 4,356 square feet lot. However, it might not be small if you want very minimal landscaping and maintenance. It's only been on the market 19 hours. This one's hot off the listing press. Okay, and this was built in 1901. So this is $50,000, and we're at 312 West Front Street, Oxford, North Carolina, 27565. How much house we getting for our money for $50,000 in North Carolina? This is cute too. So you have a nice walkway, covered porch. That may be wood siding, but again, home inspections. We're on a concrete foundation. We're in a neighborhood, and we have sidewalks for that walkability, and that does add value, especially if you have amenities nearby, such as a farmer's market or your local, general store or something. Look at, they even left their, hopefully they recycle. So we are in Granville County with this one. Granville County with a population 8,628 people. Beautiful shade trees. Now with these shrubs, you could trim them down a little bit, but we do have a neighbor right on the left. But this looks like a nice parcel, nice and open on your right side. And we're in Oxford, North Carolina. Now in North Carolina, the real estate tax rate is 0.73%. Look at this, more hardwood flooring. Now with this, we can spruce this right up. Paint is an amazing tool to modernize and brighten up a room and some space. Same space, just a different appearance. Bright light, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at, I don't know if that's shadowing, but you're definitely going to want to know what's going on, if that is moisture on the walls, but it's hard to say through the photographs. But there also looks like there's something going on beneath this window here. But it could be just discoloration of the wallpaper. It's hard to say until you get in there. That's what home inspections are for. And even a few sets of eyes besides your own, right? If you have a general contractor or home inspector or a friend or family member with you, or 2 or 3. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. This is nice too. So we do have a little separation there with the hardwood flooring, but we could sand that down and see what's going on with it. The windows may be wood. $50,000 in Oxford, North Carolina in Granville County. So I do have an AI rendering of this kitchen, which turned out really nice. So we're going to need some flooring here. But many of you may just want to take out the cabinets, take out that countertop. There's not a whole lot there. You could repaint those cabinets and use that hardware, however. But some of you may want to take that out, maybe not. But it's there nonetheless. So there's your sink with 2 beautiful windows above it. Nice trim. Something to work with. $50,000. And again, never be afraid to make the offer. So it looks like we have a connect from different rooms for the kitchen, which is always nice. It's nice when a house flows all the way around. At least that's how I like that kind of a floor plan. But everybody's different, right? Hope you're all having a great day. Let me know in the comments where you are finding where you are at while you're viewing this episode and hanging out with me. Definitely check out the previous episodes too. For those of you who don't feel that homes are affordable, they are. There are affordable houses out there. There are houses that you can scoop up and save. Sometimes they're cash. Sometimes you can buy seller financing. There's all different ways and creative ideas and methods to purchase property. But these episodes are just to let you guys know, especially you younger generation out there who rent and pay outrageous money for rent, or any of you that pay rent, that there are houses out there that we can scoop up that are way below those prices that you see on Zillow. So here's our bathroom, full bathroom with ceramic flooring. Now that cabinet, nothing wrong with that vanity. Could put a new faucet on it if you wanted to spruce it up, or just clean it up and call it your own. The lid is closed. That's always a bonus. And there's our window for the circulation. Let that breeze, North Carolina breeze, flow through. Oh, I think my coffee's kicking in, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's your tub. And I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I guess was what I was thinking about is I don't know if there's a shower in there. More the reason to go look at it in person and get down to the fine details. Okay, so here's hardwood flooring. So this may be a bedroom with closet, a couple of windows. Now those windows may be aluminum. Looks like there might have been carpet on that flooring at one time. But this needs cleaned up. It's another one that's been neglected. And it's always a good idea to ask the agent how long the home has not been occupied. And when you're looking for land, if there's not a lot of land, or if you'd like more land that's actually attached to the listing, never hurts to ask the listing agent to find out if the seller has more land available. So look at this. You've got a really wide area here, hallway, with your heat unit there. And now I might want to open this up if possible and put a fireplace in, or pellet stove or wood stove, something other than that. But it's nice that it's wide, but the heat's got to go left or right? I mean, it can't go forward really. It's got to come through this area. So that would be nice to modify. But again, a lot to work with here. $55,000 house. Beautiful set of French doors. Look at the woodwork. Yeah, it looks like, oh, look at that. It looks like that outlet might have got hot. Yeah, that's definitely got to be reviewed immediately. Okay, so here we have attic space. Nice, better to have it than not. Okay, so here's a drone view. Nice shrubs. Here is the back side. So they did put some metal panels along the base of the exterior. There's your staircase, so it's like a raised ranch. Looks like a really pretty parcel. Yeah, you could put shutters on the windows. What I would do is put a back deck on here, maybe a covered porch. Yeah, there's a lot of potential right here. I like the front porch also with that little cutout. That's nice. And again, we are in Oxford, North Carolina with this one. And let me see here. 312 West Front Street, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And again, that's 774 square feet on a 4356 lot. So let's take a look at our street view. Yeah, and there's our sidewalks. Look at this. We always research, always check out and research our neighborhoods and new areas of interest, of course. But that looks nice. And then here we are on the map. Oxford, North Carolina. So you have a lot of amenities nearby. There's your library. You've got a brewing company, tobacco wood. You have a distillery too, lawn care, tires, auto service, a cookout. Nice. Food Lion. Oh, I'm sure you've got lots of things. Oh, and you're you're west of Watkins Campground. So here we are south of Lewis. We're south of Bullock and Oak Hill. We're west of Dabney and Watkins and Willow Oaks, and we're north of Providence, North Carolina. So here we are north of Raleigh. Roanoke Rapids is way over here to our east. Well, not way over, but it's over to the east. And then Winston-Salem is to the west. So we are north of Raleigh in North Carolina at 312 West Front Street. Investor alert or first-time home buyer. Great opportunity for renovation project. You have the front porch, hardwood flooring, and you have a second level that's approximately 400 square feet. And nice walk-in crawl space, and you're a short walk to downtown. That definitely adds some value, $50,000. And this was just listed, so there's longevity with a seller. Now the assessment said it's $47,368, taxes $590, but the real estate tax rate is 0.73%. And this house is 124 years old. Oxford, North Carolina, right above Raleigh. Anybody looking? Here you go. Okay, so now we're headed into PA. So we're even headed further north, and this one's $40,000. So we're reducing that price. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 745 square feet on almost half an acre. And this has been on the market a day. Another one hot off that listing press. Built in 1940. 1498 Dulancy Drive, Lilly, Pennsylvania, 15938. How much house we getting for our money? Lilly, PA. This is cute. Look at that little picket fence. You could just spruce that up and put your little railings back up correctly. Just tack them on there a little bit. Don't pound them in too hard with your hammer, or you're going to smash. You could do some damage. Through my previous experience with using picket fence. So here we have vinyl siding. We have a red shingle roof. Looks like we have a side deck and a covered entry. Look at this, $40,000 in Lilly, Pennsylvania. Now in Lilly, Pennsylvania, we're in Cambria County. Population's 857 people. So we have our concrete block foundation that's been painted red. You may want to subdue that a little bit unless you just want to keep that pop of color. But you could paint that black. You could paint it gray or white. That's nice. Look at your side porch. So we have some landscaping. We could trim that back a little bit. Nice. This might be a little apple tree. So we're in concrete block. There's your furnace. Again, home inspections. Lilly, Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, the real estate tax rate is 1.41%. So it's definitely higher than the national average. It's definitely higher than North Carolina, coming in at 0.73, and South Dakota at 1.14. So there's our electric panel. That's nice. Look at this, $40,000 house. This may be your basement with baseboard heat. Clean this up, yeah. You could repaint all of this, and you don't have to do it all in one day. Oh, look at this. They like Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, because Pittsburgh is about an hour and 45 minutes from this property. Here's our bathroom. So I have an AI rendering of this as well. But that's nice. You have an assist handle there, pink. You've got the commode. Now again, you're going to want to ask how long it's been locked up and vacant, because they have closed this one up. Because if it's been closed up over the winter, those are things that you're definitely going to want to take a close look at, of course, with your home inspection. Because you're going to get 4 distinct seasons here. Look at our kitchen. So there's your pop of color with your red countertop and the carpet. Now for me, I'd roll up the carpet and just roll it right out of there. But you do have a gas range. It's a little bit scary when you got a gas range and a wood cabinet right above it. So you may want to put a range hood in there, but we could modify. It's a lot of cabinets. Nonetheless, good sized kitchen. We do have a double window or the slider vinyl above your double sink. Doesn't look like, unless that could be a dishwasher on the edge there. Look at this kitchen. Another nice archway also. No, it doesn't look like we're getting a dishwasher. This has got a lot of character too. $40,000 in Lilly, Pennsylvania. Cambria County. Tons of character. Let's see if there's hardwood floor beneath that red carpet. Roll that up. Could have a modern ceiling fan added in there. Paint the walls. There's your connect for your wood heat if you want it, but it does have baseboard heating. Another one we could save. And look, I think they might have already taken up the carpet, so we could peel that backing out and check it out. My guess is there's hardwood floor. Nothing wrong with this. Needs cleaned up, spruced up, modernized. Needs some love and attention. So this must be another bedroom with a closet. It's nice that it has a lot of windows, and those windows may be vinyl. Yeah, look at how cute this is. $40,000 with a white picket fence. Can't beat it. 1498 Dulancy Drive in Lilly, Pennsylvania. Now, we don't get a street view, but we can definitely check it out on the map. Fresh off that listing press. We're right near Ben's Creek. So you have, let's see here. Cassandra is up to the northwest. Crescent is up to the north. Sankertown, Munster. We have, let's see, Puzzletown in Newry over to the east in Duncansville. And as I scroll out here, I do believe Pittsburgh's over. Yeah, Pittsburgh's right over here to the west. So it's probably about an hour and a half, I'd say, maybe depending on traffic. So there we are. We are east of Pittsburgh, and we are west of Hollidaysburg and Roaring Spring, right above Portage. 1498 Dulancy Drive. Okay, and that's Lilly, Pennsylvania, and it says here looking for a cozy ranch in Portage Township. This might be the one. 2-bedroom home, has low taxes. You do have an oil hot water heat, and it's situated on 4/10 of an acre. New flooring and some paint will go a long way in this one-story home, and it is bank owned. So when it's bank owned, never be afraid to bank an offer because they don't want to hang on to it. They don't want to maintain it, nor will they. In my experience with that also, but you can never be afraid to make the offer. It's there to be sold. And for this one here, it was listed in 07 for $35,000. They sold it in 07 for $30,000. Now they're asking $40,000, and it's 85 years old. And it says here the taxes were $754 on $10,000. But again, call the Cambria County Clerk's Office and get the accurate tax amounts. But this one's $40,000 in Lilly, PA. So let's see what we did here in Lilly, PA. Here is our Lilly kitchen currently. And so what I designed was a lighter cabinet with a quartz countertop, the sink, your window, and we put a backsplash on there with subway tile. But again, this should be a range hood here above the stove. But it just gives you an idea of what it would look like, freshened up. And of course, with a little bit of money and ambition. And here is our Lilly bathroom. So here's what it currently looks like with the pink. And then I removed the tub and put the single shower in there. So that just gives you an idea of what it would look like modified. And here we go. So that one is in Lilly, Pennsylvania for $40,000. That's a great find for somebody. And here's our Oxford, North Carolina house. So here's our Oxford painted red. There's your pop of color. And we kept the porch. Just put in a nice, freshened up the deck a little bit. There's your pop of color in Oxford, North Carolina for $50,000. And then here is our Oxford, North Carolina kitchen currently. So what we did here is I cleaned up the floor, but it's same configuration, but we added the white cabinets with the gold hardware, a drop-in farmhouse sink, kept the windows, and just put a couple open shelves on the top. Many people do not like an open shelf, but I happen to just like that idea, so I thought, well, why not play around with it? I love the gold hardware, and that's in Oxford, North Carolina. Before and what it could be after. And this one's $50,000. And then here in the South Dakota house, and this one's $55,000. We have the exterior, and this is what it would look like if it were painted with some charcoal black door fronts and a new deck on the front. And if it needed a new roof. And that's the South Dakota house for $55,000. And then we have the living room. Look at how pretty this is. Just remove that wallpaper and gave it a fresh coat of paint and cleaned up the floor and added a modern fan. That is one beautiful room right there. And this is a $55,000 house. And then here is our kitchen. So look at all the original cabinets it has and the black countertop. So why not keep the black countertop if you wanted? Clean up the floor and you could just paint the cabinets, add some black hardware, put a modern fan in there, and paint it all white. It just gives you an idea of how it could look modernized. And again, that is in South Dakota, and that is a $55,000 house right there. So we have houses $55,000 and less in South Dakota. North Carolina, and Pennsylvania today. Wherever you guys are, hope you're having a fabulous day. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Tell your grown kids to subscribe to this channel so they can see that there are houses out there way below those median sale prices on Zillow. And they want to venture out and check out new areas. Definitely check out this channel. We'll see you again in the next episode because more houses with low prices and high potential are coming up. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day.